Hello and welcome. You are here for episode 112 of the Nearly Men Video Games Podcast, coming to you live on Twitch from Scotland on Thursday the 30th of June 2022. My name is Paul Kozinski, and along with Blunderboy87 and Colin_NM, we are the Nearly Men. And this episode of the podcast is brought to you by executive producer Hamsterboy. We have nothing to do with the video games industry. We don't make them, we don't sell them, and we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men, and at some point you have probably kicked our asses online. Right, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody, but I'm on my own. I am on my own, in the studio on my own. There's nobody here to bother me. I can say what I want. Tonight's episode of the Nearly Men is all about Paul Kozinski, and I'm going to start by saying I miss my other two guys. Yes, indeed, Colin is on his holidays, and Blunderboy is finishing his term today, so he's unavailable to make it here. Buddy, I'm here. Now, we're going to be here. The reason I'm here on my own is because we're going to take July off. We're going to take a wee summer break, and the next episode of the podcast will be on August the 4th. So we will be back with the podcast on August the 4th. No podcasts during July. So go away and enjoy yourselves. Have some fun. Keep it real. This will probably fly by. This podcast will fly by just because it's myself on my own. But don't worry. There is news. We'll have all your releases. All the usual stuff. It's all going to be here. It's just me and not the other two. So it's going to be less annoying. 66% less annoying is what it's going to be, basically. And as always, some of the community have got in touch telling us what they've been playing. We'd love to hear from you. If you want to do so, do it like this.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games Podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kozinski, all one word. Follow Blunderboy at Blunderboy87, and let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com, so what are you waiting for?
Yes, indeed you do. Please do drop us a line. We'd love to hear what you're playing, or we'd love to hear if you're struggling with the games, you need help, are you looking for players? The whole shebang. Drop us a line. Jump into our Discord. Remember, you'll find links to our Discord just about everywhere, particularly on Twitch. There'll be one on our website, nearlymen.com. Jump into Discord. It's a beautiful community we've got going, and I'm sure you'll find somebody to play with if you're needing somebody to play with. For example, I was streaming today, and a chap came in, and he was like, I only need one trophy to get the platinum for PGA Tour. I was like, oh, that's good. I'm sure we sort that. And it disappeared. I was going to sort it for him. I was like, yeah, no worries. We'll do that. Gone. There you go. Maybe he didn't believe me. Or maybe he was just in the wind-up. Who knows? Episode 112. Can we just appreciate that for a moment? That's pretty special. That's a lot of episodes. Bearing in mind, I mean, about 50 odd of them have been over the past 2 years. Got more and more regular. Twitch keeps us regular, a bit like Allbran, and it's been great. Been doing fortnightly podcasts. It keeps us going, and here's to the next 112. Lots of news to get through tonight. One thing I'm keeping my eye on, literally live as we're on air, is God of War Ragnarok. Because God of War Ragnarok is potentially... It's on the brink of being announced, basically. Well, not announced, sorry, the release date, it's brink of it's been announced. Cory Balrog, the developer, the director, came on and essentially cleared up a bit of confusion, because some people think there was going to be a delay into 2023, And other people were saying, well, no, it's 2022. They've said it's 2022, and there's been a bit of a mix-up. But Cody Balrog's actually officially came on and said, no, it's not getting delayed. It's going to be this year, apparently, so they say. So there was talk of State of Play being announced this week for God of War Ragnarok, and it was going to be, the way they were talking was they were thinking it was going to be like announced on the 28th. There's going to be a State of Play, and the State of Play is going to be on the 30th. It was that kind of quick. That's what they were thinking, but it's obviously not ready to do that yet. But apparently the rumor is that they're not far behind, so whether it's next week or it could drop tonight. That's the thing. They might not do a State of Play. That's the thing, or they might still do the State of Play, but they'll announce the date separately. So I'll be keeping my eye on that, see if that happens during the podcast, because oh boy, somebody's excited for God of War Ragnarok. Talking about Colin Little. God of War being one of Colin Little's favourite games. I did enjoy God of War, I have to say. I did enjoy the kind of... It's not quite a reboot, is it? That's unfair to call it that. It's not quite a sequel either, though. It's almost like a kind of new chapter, really, isn't it? The God of War with the Norse mythology. Having never played the previous iterations, I came into God of War cold, and I really enjoyed it. I've said it before in the podcast, one of the main things that really excites me about God of War is it's all one take. So the camera never cuts. And I don't know if you've noticed that, but if you do play it again, or you play a section or whatever, or you're playing it right now, then look out for it, because the camera never ever cuts. It goes through walls, it goes round characters, the whole shebang, but it never ever stops. The only time it stops is when you shut the game off. I think that's brilliant. I think that's exciting. And I do hope that the sequel, the God of War Ragnarok, is going to be in the same vein. I hope it is. I think it will be. I think that's what maybe gave it its flavour. I'm hoping it is going to continue on. A wee reminder for you guys, we have got merch available at the moment. You can head on over to printbunker.co.uk and you can pick up some t-shirts priced $15.99 there, and hoodies at $20.99. There's a couple of designs available. Should you wish to pick up some Nearly Men merch, you can also do command merch in the Twitch chat if you're wanting a direct link to do that. Hoodies £20.99. I can't go over how cheap that is. I've still not got one as well. So some news. So the interesting thing, presenting this on your own, is obviously very odd compared to when the other two guys are here, because, well, for one thing, you get a word in, and the second thing is there's no back and forth. So there's no, and what do you think about that? And what do you think about that? So forgive me if it's a wee bit vanilla tonight. But one thing that did jump out at me was the recent Monkey Island business. So if you haven't heard, where have you been? Monkey Island is getting a sequel, a third. Is it third? There's the thing. It's another chapter again, shall we say. I think it is a direct sequel to the Monkey Island 2, if we're being picky. I think they're essentially ignoring Monkey Island 3. Or I dare say they will be acknowledging Monkey Island 3 in some sort of meta way. But a gameplay trailer dropped this week, and something that's been bothering everybody is the artwork. So the artwork's a distinct step away from what Monkey Island 2 had become, really. Monkey Island 2, it's more the remasters I think everybody's getting their knickers in a twist about. It was kind of Disney 2D, basically. That's what it kind of looked like. That kind of very 2D type, kind of slightly exaggerated characteristics of people. Whereas this has gone down another route, a very arty route, shall we say. That's a bit. It reminds me of a game, and I can't put my finger on what it reminds me of. But it's less realistic. It's a bit more, just a bit more arty, shall we say? But everybody's got their knickers in a twist about it. But the gameplay dropped this week. The gameplay trailer, and with it came a bit more information about what the game is going to be, and a website came with it, and it lays into a wee bit more of the story. And it says here, it's been many years since Guybrush Threepwood was last locked in a battle of wits with his nemesis, the zombie pirate LeChuck. His true love, Elaine Marley, has turned her focus away from governing, and Guybrush himself is adrift and unfulfilled, having never found the secret of Monkey Island. Hip young pirate leaders led by Captain Madison have shuffled the old guard from power. Melee Island has taken a turn for the worst, and famed businessman Stan has been imprisoned for marketing-related crimes. Insert shocked gasp here. I mean, it's Ron Gilbert's back with this, and this is Ron Gilbert's first Monkey Island game since LeChuck's Revenge, which was released in 1991. Believe it or not, 1991. What is that? Is that 30 years ago? 30 years ago. LeChuck's Revenge was 30 years ago. Let's just drop that in the ocean and let you drink that up for a moment. It's going to come this year. It's releasing this year, and the first console launch is going to be on the Switch, believe it or not. And it is looking like it's going to be the last in the Monkey Island series. Certainly, they're trying to finish it off. The website, if you do dig a bit deeper into the website, it does refer to it as the exciting conclusion of the Monkey Island series. But there's been a bit of nonsense, shall we say, to do with the artwork and all that. And Ron Gilbert, I believe, writes a blog, and it's been getting a bit hammered with the reveal of the proper artwork and all that. To the point where Ron Gilbert's had to turn off his comments in his blog because he was he says, I'm shutting down comments, people are just being mean, and I'm having to delete personal attack comments. Now, Ron Gilbert is great. Ron Gilbert and the aforementioned Cory Balrog are great on Twitter because they're dead blunt. They're blunt and they're honest, in inverted commas. It's almost like a wee peek behind the curtain with them, because they don't pull their punches, basically. Ron Gilbert particularly is known for being a bit grumpy and not really playing ball with how you should be doing things, which is up my street. I quite like that. So he's getting a lot of stick from the internet, the wonderful place of the internet, about this art style, and he's kind of took the huff, essentially. And I'd love him to follow through with this, because apparently that's it. He's not going to talk about the game anymore. So it's releasing in 2022. We don't know when. My guess is it's the fall now, the autumn, and so you're a few months away. I can't imagine that's going to play well with marketing, but I'd half him would like to see him go through. He's just said I'm not going to talk about it now. He says well, he'd said the return to Monkey Island may not be the art style you wanted or were expecting, but it's the art style I wanted, which I think is quite nice. And he followed that up with, it's an amazing game and everyone in the team is very proud of it. Play it or don't play it, but don't ruin it for everyone else. I won't be posting any more about the game. The joy of sharing has been driven from me. The joy of sharing has been driven from me. It's reminiscent of Accrington Stanley. I mean, I'm rapidly falling out of love with football. I'm beginning to lose the point. The joy of sharing has been driven from me. I mean, that's brutal, isn't it? That is absolutely brutal. So he says, I'm not going to talk about it, and he's always been very funny about it. He's been, have I mentioned that there's a new Monkey Island game coming? Stuff like that. He kind of takes the mickey out of it all. And so for him to be so frustrated with it, and this is the thing is he's probably one of these guys who will post something on Twitter and then kind of go, all right, I was annoyed and blah blah, I take it back. But I don't know, this is a very public forum now, and Monkey Island is a huge fan base, and most of the fan base who play Monkey Island know that Ron Gilbert is the Monkey Island man. So I can't imagine he's going to backtrack. I can't imagine he's going to backtrack from it. But who knows? Who knows? It's coming 2022, so it's due out now, really. So I just wonder, is he going to not talk about the game? Surely not. Surely not. I'd love it. I genuinely would love it. Guybrush Threepwood actor Dominic Armato chipped in as well on Twitter. And I quite liked what he was saying. He was a bit like, well done everyone. I hope you're proud of yourselves kind of thing. And he followed up with, whatever you want Monkey Island to be, I'm going to go out on a limb and suggest that making this a chore rather than a joy for the devs is the quickest way to ensure it won't be anything for anybody. And I think that's brilliant. Well said. Well said. He also said, I loved it during my playthrough in the spring and it's got a ton of polish since then. It's distinctive, it's fun, it feels alive to me. I just adore it. And that's in reference to the art style. I don't know, I don't mind it. I don't love that kind of art style, but I certainly don't hate it. It's just what it is to me. It's just what they wanted to do with the game. What were people wanting? Were they wanting like a Monkey Island carbon copy? I don't know. You know, I've got a feeling if they came out with like a Monkey Island carbon copy of LeChuck's Revenge, say the remastered LeChuck's Revenge, they did exactly that, people would be like, oh man, that was 30 years ago. Could they not have done something a bit different? Could they not have done something a bit better? It's just the internet's weird, isn't it? It's a weird place, the internet. I think it's just people moaning because they want to moan. I think good on them. It's do you know, I noticed that it's Devolver Digital, I think, who are publishing this, and it's got a kind of Devolver Digital feel to it. And what's interesting is I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure that Devolver Digital is, you know, harks Lucasfilm, or LucasArts I should say, as, you know, one of their main influences. So it's really weird. It looks like their kind of game, which would be influenced by LucasArts, and yet people aren't happy with that. It seems a wee bit weird. It seems a wee bit back to front for me. So it's coming out this year at some point. I'm looking forward to playing it. I loved Monkey Island and Monkey Island 2. I don't know if I ever played Monkey Island 3. I must have. I didn't do the Tales of Monkey Island, you know, the kind of chaptery ones that came out. But I think I played the third one. But the first and second are great fun. The humour's right up my street. I'll be bouncing back into this. I can't wait for it. It's going to be great fun. I'm terrible at it though. Terrible at Monkey Island. I'm not a good Monkey Island player. Evil Monkey's in the chat there. It was talking about the Skull and Bones beta was delayed till July. We'll still make our launch at the end of the year though. Well, funnily enough, Evil Monkey, I was looking at Skull and Bones myself. Skull and Bones finally coming. This is a game that has been coming for, I mean, how long? How long? The footage that I'm showing on stream live at the moment is from the 2018 E3 reveal. So we're talking 4 years since there was a half-decent video, half-decent footage, half-decent gameplay footage 4 years ago. I believe earlier this year there was alpha footage leaked and quickly taken down. But then they threw up a kind of picture of a ship, or a wee video of a ship sailing. But if I'm right in thinking, I think they've completely scratched this and started again, if memory serves. Going by my memory, and I could be wrong with this, but I think this is made by potentially a lot of the developers of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I'm pretty sure after Black Flag, the Ubisoft essentially said to that team, we want you to go and make a pirate sailing ship thing game. And essentially transferred them onto that. Evil Monkey in the chat there is just confirming they've started from ground zero twice. Good. Yeah, it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? The gameplay looks very similar to that kind of Assassin's Creed naval battle thing, which I've not done too much of, I have to say. Black Flag kind of scared me how big it was. There wasn't that much in Origins, and Odyssey I've not got far enough in to do the naval battles, which I believe came back into Odyssey as a big point of it. But it was fun. When I played it, it was fun. The alpha video that was released early in the year claimed you'll start your journey as an underdog whose goal it is to become the most infamous pirate to sail these waters. Dun, dun, dun. Much like Sea of Thieves, it's got a persistent online multiplayer, which will keep budding pirates' wits about them, as the other players can sink and take your treasure. Very similar to your Sea of Thieves. As I say, it's very like the kind of Assassin's Creed naval battles. A release date appeared in an Xbox Store listing as the 8th of November 2022. It has already been confirmed from launch, and as Evil Monkey's backing up there, they're still hoping to make a release this year. But 8th of November creeped up on Xbox Store. Whether that's accurate or not, it could be a placeholder. Who knows? But apparently you're going to hear soon what it's going to be. If their beta's been pushed back, it might be a wee delay, but rumours to believe there's going to be an announcement on the week beginning the 4th of July. I think Ubisoft are going to have a showcase of the game and essentially relaunch it again. Again, the second time. The third launch for the game. It's not without its troubles. I'm pretty sure Colin's keeping his eye on this. Colin loves the pirate stuff. He loved the naval battles in Black Flag. That was one of his big draws to it. Was pirates. Sea of Thieves is not. It's very gritty looking. It's very realistic looking. I don't know how much off the boat stuff you can do. And it's very much you are in control of a ship, as opposed to you have a crew on board and the four of you run a ship. It's very much this is your ship. Your friends have their ships, and you join in, and you can gang up and people, things like that. But I mean, Sea of Thieves it's not as, it certainly doesn't look as free and open as Sea of Thieves is. It looks a bit more structured into you will be having naval battles, and that's what you will be doing. No doubt there'll be kind of selling and kind of merchant stuff, I would imagine. I think I read that there's crafting involved in places. You can upgrade your weapons and all that jazz. But I mean, it looks fun. I think it's not, I think when this was first kind of coming, or when it was second coming, I should say, it was going to be a contender for Sea of Thieves, and I think either they've changed direction completely or it's just never been that kind of game. It doesn't look like that kind of game. It looks much more ship combat than anything else. But yeah, that's coming at the end of the year as well, November, believe it or not. November. Oh. So that's the news. Let's have a wee check-in with God of War Ragnarok, see if there's a release date yet. It would be lovely if there was a release date just dropped just at this moment. It'd be great, wouldn't it? It's all just talking about delays. There's a rumour that the launch date is November the 11th. That's the current rumour. November the 11th. Who knows? Here's your subbies, guys. Your subbies. I get the great honour. This is the first week, the first month, the first episode where I get to announce what the PS Plus subbies is. As in the PS Plus Premium, or whatever it's called. What is it? It's Essential, Premium, and Extra, isn't it? So Essential is just your basic multiplayer games, and you get a couple of free games every month. Your Premium is akin to Game Pass, where you have a library of games you have access to, like Miles Morales, Returnal, Ratchet and Clank, these kind of things. Ratchet and Clank on it? I'm not sure. And the Extra gives you access to all that, and also into the PS3 catalogue and the PS2 catalogue, which you stream. Well, you stream the PS3, I believe. You stream the PS3 games because of the architecture type. But PS2, I think you can download and all that. And already there's problems with it, so I hear. But anyway, your subbies this month, everybody, so far, by the way. There'll be more announced mid-month, remember. Game Pass, 30th of June, that's today. House Flipper snuck aboard without an announcement or anything, just came out of nowhere. They dropped House Flipper on console, PC, and cloud today. You can go home, get it on your machine, play it tonight. Love it. I'm so ecstatic because I've nearly bought House Flipper about 3 times. I've requested codes for it a number of times, never got them. I almost half conceded that I was going to have to buy it. I would have bought it. Had I got the time to play it, I would have bought it. So now it's on Game Pass. Woo! Happy days. On the 1st of July, Far Cry 5 is coming to console, PC, and cloud. On the 5th of July, Last Call BBS is coming to PC. 7th of July, Matchpoint Tennis Championships is coming to console and to be announced. So I don't know if they were trying to get it on cloud maybe, and it's not quite there yet. This is made by the people who made like AO Tennis and the like. Good tennis games are alright. 19th of July, As Dusk Falls is coming to console, PC, and cloud. One for you, Lindsay Marr, and who I know is in the chat at the moment. That might be up your street, that one. I will be waiting for my royalty payments for using my image in it. If you've seen any of the publications, I'm in it. I'm not really. 26th of July, Immortality is coming to console and PC as well. So that is your Game Pass for Xbox and PC didgeridoo. Games with Gold. Games with Gold for July. So till the 15th of July, you're getting Project High Rise Architects Edition. July 1st to 31st, Beasts of Maravilla Island. 1st to the 15th of July, Thrillville Off the Rails. July 16th to the 31st of July, Torchlight. And July 16th to August 15th, Relicta. That's your Games with Gold. And here we go, for the first time ever, your PS Plus Extra and Premium editions. There's only one announcement made so far, and that is on the 19th of July. PS5 and 4 players will be getting Stray. Stray is coming to the premium tier and the extra tier. That's the one you play the cat. You're playing a cat. I wasn't that bothered by it, and then I started seeing more and more footage for it, and I was like, that could be a cat. Like me. Cat. You're also getting July's your free games. That's all tiers are getting. Arcade-ageddon, Crash Bandicoot 4, they're both on PS5 and 4, and Dark Pictures Man of Medan on PS4, which I played on stream with scare sounds, and I noticed that Dark Pictures, whatever it is, Hope Springs, what's the next one? Second one, I noticed that is in the premium PS Plus in its library. So we can maybe when I come back from my holidays, I'm on holiday till the middle of July, so there'll be no streams from me till the middle of July. Maybe when I come back from my holidays, I'll do a wee scare stream and maybe play that. I'll put the scare sounds on. Sweating thinking about it already. Oh my days. Playing games. I've been playing games. The other guys aren't here, so they don't get to talk about what they've been playing. I know Blunderboy's been playing his Resident Evil playthroughs. Colin's been too busy sitting on a sun lounger, drinking beer and reading what's it called? Bosch books. Hieronymus Bosch. But I've been playing games, and what have we been playing? Well, do you know, we all played last Thursday before the band broke up. We have been playing Fall Guys. We had a community Fall Guy night, and listen, genuinely, we were so grateful for the amount of people that turned out for this. We planned to do a Fall Guys community night when it went free to play, and within hours of them going free to play, they essentially upped the minimum for the private lobbies. So we were always going to have our kind of custom lobby. People could come and play, and it didn't matter and all that. Within a few hours, not long before, I think it was a day before actually, that we were streaming it, they upped it from, it was something silly like 5 maybe? 4 or 5? Maybe it wasn't as low as 4. I think it was 5. Certainly no more than 10. They upped it to 30. You must have a minimum of 30 to play these custom lobbies. Just because it was so busy and the servers were getting walloped, there was a kind of chance for them to kind of slow it down. So we put the call out for everybody to come and play, and we're so overwhelmed. Big shout out to Arcade Glasgow, who brought their community over as well. And we had over 30 playing, and it was so much fun. The Nearly Men did not do well. I think I was maybe the best Nearly Man, I have to say, at the Fall Guys. I was maybe advancing more than the other two. Blunder advanced a good few times as well, to be fair. But Colin, not so much. But it was great fun. Fall Guys is bonkers. It's absolutely bonkers. I joined Audentia for his kind of community night on Sunday as well, and that was great. I've just read in the chat, Evil Monkey risks being fired, play at work. And we appreciate it, Evil Monkey. We appreciate it. You kept us afloat. It was great fun. Fall Guys, listen, if you've not got Fall Guys, pick it up. It's free to play just about everywhere. Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. I think it's on Stadia. It's just about everywhere that you can play it. And it's free to play, and it's bonkers fun. It's your kind of Takashi's Castle assault course type games, and it's just a lot of fun, kind of physics based, and it's great with pals. Honestly, if you can get a room together, it's back down to 10. The limit is now 10 for a customer, so if you can get 10 people together, honestly, it's the most fun doing it that way. It's great fun. Another game I've been playing is Elden Ring. Making my way through it. Pretty much on stream, I've only been doing it. There's a couple of times I've played it off stream. Great fun. The game just keeps getting better and better. I've actually put an old clip up just because I'm now getting into it now where people might not want to see if they've not played it. I'm so bad at it. But we've spoke lots about Elden Ring, so I'm not going to sit here and chat forever about it, but it's getting really good, and my character's getting stronger, so I can do more, and because I've been playing it, you improve more, so the combat starts to get a bit more fun rather than just being destroyed at time after time after time. And I love about this one is, and it's something I never ever got with Dark Souls 3, and I've said it before, is I got bored playing Dark Souls 3, and I would get to a point where I was stuck and I couldn't get by it, and I'd put it down and no pick it up again. I hardly got into Dark Souls 3 where I had to stop because it was too hard, and I didn't have the time to kind of grind and all that kind of stuff, so it put me off. Whereas this, as we've said before, is if you get stuck at a certain thing, you can go away and do something else, which is exactly where I am. I'm at a boss. It's a big fox. It looks like a fox. It's maybe a dog. It looks like a fox. If you play the game, you know what it is. And I can't beat him. And I'm quite a bit off beating him, I think. So I've had to find other ways to go and other routes to go. And I did a lot of exploring at the start. So it's the kind of south in the map is pretty full for me. There'll be bits and bobs I've missed, but it's pretty full. And I've kind of went up the left hand side. That's the kind of route I've taken. So I've now kind of went up the right hand side of what I can see, and that's about the only way I can go. And it's so interesting, just what you're coming across. And people have said it, and you don't quite get it until you get to that point. But just when you think the game, you go, oh, that's the map. That'll be the edge of the map. No. There's more. It just keeps coming, and it's going to take me forever to finish. There's people that I know that have completed it a number of times, and it's just it's going to take me forever. Honestly, I'm 60 hours in. I think I'm level 45, maybe. I'm definitely not in a rush to play it. I'm definitely not in a rush, and it's just a joy to play. It's a joy to play. It's really a proper video game, you know, and it's not. I don't feel I need to finish it. I don't feel I need to batter it out and finish it before somebody spoils it. If I see bosses and things like that, that's fine. I'm not that bothered. That doesn't really spoil it for me. But you know, something like Spider-Man. You know, if you're playing Spider-Man, you don't want the story spoiled. You don't want to know what's going to happen. This is, for me, this is not the case. I'll probably play this the whole generation. You know, that way you just keep chipping away at it, chipping away at it, chipping away at it. It's so much fun. And yeah, I mean, it's not. I'm certainly not good at it. I'm not a pro player, and I just have fun playing it. All right, I just have fun playing it. Along with Elden Ring, which I've been playing badly, is another game that I've been playing badly. The EA Creative Network very much gave us a code for Formula 1, which was nice of them. Formula 1 22, I should say. F1 22 is what it's called. EA now publishing this. I think they published last year's as well. Published this one's. Codemasters have made it. And do you know what? It's very shiny. It's very shiny. One downside that I found out last night is it was crossplay was a kind of big selling point of it, but it's not crossplay launch, which is very disappointing. Now they probably said that it was going to be at launch, but I didn't see it. I thought it was crossplay from launch. I probably misread it, and sadly I did not see that. So if you're thinking about picking it up, just bear that in mind. It is not crossplay at launch, but it is coming. Apparently, crossplay is coming. The biggest difference between this and last year's is the cars have all changed in real life. There's new rules and regulations for the cars. So the cars in this are following suit. They do feel different to handle. They generally do feel different to handle. I'm playing this on PS5 as opposed to the last one, which I played on Xbox. The PS5 has got adaptive triggers for it. It's really good. Like if your wheels lock, your triggers kind of lock up. It's really quite nice. It's always hard to describe how the triggers, what adaptive triggers work and all that, because it's definitely a touchy-feely thing. It's hard to describe what it feels like, but it feels like your wheels lock. Even though you're not steering with your triggers, it feels like your wheels lock up. It's a weird thing. It's great. The AI, I think, has improved a bit. It's maybe not so foolish as it was. It's a wee bit more aggressive. The clip that you're watching, you're about to see me be rear-ended by Lewis Hamilton. So it's a very aggressive one because I'm on the racing line and I'm nudging over slightly nudging over to the racing line, and Lewis Hamilton tries to undercut me essentially and takes me out of the race. But it's great fun. It's really good fun. One thing I did notice was that the sound of the cars is so much better. The sound design this year is so much better than it was last year, I think. Now, that'll be because the engines will sound different. There'll be different power units and all that in real life. So they will obviously try to match that in this kind of simulation game. And it's the engines really, really pop. The visuals really pop and the engines really pop. There's different things, like I think there's now a cinematic camera for when the safety car comes out. It's a fun game. It's not for everybody. It's not a Gran Turismo. It's not a Forza Horizon. It's not that kind of racing game. It's definitely a bit more sim-like, and you have to be cautious how you drive, and you want to switch assists off. Switching the assists off will give you a big bonus. Things like traction control and brakes, obviously, and things like that. Just having more control of your car lets you do a lot more. And I know that can be said about the other racing games as well, but I think it's even more so in Formula 1. Good game. If you're into motorsport, it's a great fun game to play. Again, like all these kind of games, it's 10 times better you're playing with friends and you're playing with people you know. I've not had a chance to try the multiplayer aspect of it, just because the game didn't come out until Tuesday. The championship edition unlocked on Tuesday, and then the actual game comes out tomorrow. So hopefully the servers will be a bit better then. I'll be able to give it a go, but it's great fun. It's really good fun, and it's much, the race I'm doing here is a 5-lap race, and that's considered short. The kind of medium race is my preference, where you're maybe doing kind of 13 to 18 laps, because it's at any point everything could go wrong. That's what I really like about it. And you're trying to shave off half seconds here and there, half second here, half second there, and you're just pushing your car to the limit. You're pushing each corner to its limit and hoping that you just shave a wee bit of time off. And it's so much fun. It's intense. It's intense, people. Absolutely intense. The listeners have been in touch. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Hamster Boy was in touch, and he says, have finally started Halo Infinite, and I'm really impressed. Yeah. The grapple was good. The grapple hook was great. Everything else, yeah. Started Guardians of the Galaxy on Blunderboy's recommendation and just finding my feet. Completed Elden Ring, this time as a sorcerer. Next up, Platinum Trophy and All Out Brute Force. A Platinum Trophy? A Platinum Trophy from Hamster Boy on Elden Ring. I couldn't comprehend getting a Platinum Trophy for that game. Honestly. Like I say, if I finish it, we're going to be lucky. Ride or Die, you beautiful baby's been in touch. He says he's been playing Assassin's Creed Binge for some odd reason. He has. He was in my stream today, and he's finished Assassin's Creed Odyssey in a number of days. We all know how big Assassin's Creed Odyssey is. I'm pretty sure he's only been playing it for less than a week. How does somebody do that? I mean, they must just sit and play it. Dance the Toaster says we played FIFA Online friendlies and he won the title. Did I mention? Yes, this is in reference to me. This is in reference to Dancing Toaster beating me in FIFA Online friendly. It's now one title each, although he is the title holder. Racturian, who's now what is he now? He's Racturian. He's Racky I think he's Racky 2 Electric Boogaloo. I think that's what he's now called. Racky 2 Electric Boogaloo. It's called on Twitch. He says he's been playing a lot of Chivalry 2. He has. Colin Litton got him right back in the mood for that. Loads of Chivalry 2. Bry22 has been in touch. He's been playing lots of Dr. Mario on the NES and N64 emulator on the Switch. Do you know, I've not played them because you need to pay extra for that, don't you? To get the N64 emulator, I'm sure you do. The NES one you can play and the SNES one you can play, but if you want the N64 and is it potentially GameCube? Is that right? If you want to get them, you need to get the premium one, and I'm paying for too much. Viva la Hazy on Twitter has been saying he stopped playing Horizon Forbidden West. He stopped playing Horizon Forbidden West as it was so boring. Gameplay was not fun. Do you know? It's a controversial opinion, and I know my two compadres, Colin and Blunderboy, would disagree. But funnily enough, I started playing Horizon, the first Horizon, not long before the second one was coming out. I thought I better play it because I've never played it. I better play it in case I play the second one. I can do the contrast and compare thing. And you know, I'd agree. I get a wee bit bored with it. You know, Colin Little goes on a lot about how Jedi Fallen Order is like old games. It's like a boring, stale old game. It's just bits of other games put together and it feels like an old game. I would argue that Horizon... I can't even remember what the original was called. What was the original called? Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn. Thank God that came back to me. That could have been a long pause. Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm a wee bit like, yeah, that felt like a wee bit of an old game. It felt like a kind of Assassin's Creedy kind of stale thing going on. I know I had the wee thing with the ear and the kind of that stuff going on, and it was alright. Don't get me wrong, it was alright. But I kind of get where Viva La Haze is coming from. It's a wee bit boring. Again, RPGs kind of frighten me eventually. They get a bit too big for me, and I go, I'll just stop. I like the kind of early doors days where it kind of keeps you small. The moment it opens up, I kind of start to get agoraphobic. So it does put me off. So I'm not the best judge of it, to be fair, but I totally get where you're coming from, Viva La Hazy. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, says Viva La Hazy, was excellent. He would love a Nearly Men 3-player stream on that. Ask and you shall receive, Viva La Hazy. See if we can get that sorted. Sonic Origins was good, if buggy fun. Fair play. And Gran Turismo 7 is really good too. Sonic Origins, is that the one that's just came out? Was it kind of open worldy thing? Sonic Origins. And Gran Turismo 7 is really good too. It's alright. It's fun. It's fun for a wee while, and then it's very dull, I think. A bit like all racing games. I play them for a couple hours and I go, this is a bit boring. Formula 1's the only one that I've not. Formula 1 is too exciting to get boring. Jericho Pliskin was on Twitter. He says he got Sunbreak downloaded. I believe that's Monster Hunter Sunbreak. As soon as I'm back from our anniversary trip, it's hunting time. All the best with that, Jericho. Jamesy42, the lovely Jamesy, has been in touch. Still battling on with Assassin's Creed Origins. And aiming to get to the second round of Fall Guys. Keep trying, my man. Also using EA Play for the 10-hour trial you get for Formula 1 22. Nice. EA Play's quite good for that, isn't it? I'm not a huge fan of demos, but the kind of trials that give you a time, 10 hours or whatever, I think are much better than, here's a do 3 laps of this course, see if you like it. I much prefer having the time to do what you want. I think that's always a better thing. Still battling on with Assassin's Creed Origins. Does that suggest that you're not enjoying it? I would say that suggests maybe not enjoying it. It's a bit of a chore. To be fair, towards the end of Origins, I think I was trying to beat a deadline, to be honest, to talk about it in a podcast. And I had to really batter through the story. And I just ignored everything else. Because that's my downfall, as you all know. I start to go, oh, what's that over there? What's that over there? What's that over there? Before I know it, I'm like 6 side quests deep, forgetting about the story. I'd quite enjoyed it. Thanks for getting in touch, everybody. That's great. If you want to get in touch, how about you do it like this?
We'd love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
Yes, indeed. Please do let us know what you've been playing. We always like it. New releases for you. Out the 1st of July. That tomorrow? 1st of July, Formula 1 2022, out in just about all platforms apart from Switch. And then Matchpoint Tennis is out on the 7th of July. That's on just about everything. Clona Fantasy Reverie series is out on the 8th for Switch. Stray comes to the PC and PS5 on the 19th of July. Remember, you're getting that in the premium selection as part of your game library. Here's a title that's named wrong. It's either, as it could be 4 combinations here, people. It's either Live Alive, or it's Live Alive, or Live Alive, or Live Alive. It's coming out on the Switch from Square Enix on the 22nd of July. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is coming out for Switch on the 29th of July, and 2 Point Campus is coming for PC, PS5, PS4, Xboxes and Switch on the 9th of August. The 9th of August, don't forget as well that As Dusk Falls comes out on the 19th of July on Game Pass as well. The reason I've went so far ahead, remember, is that we'll not be doing a podcast during July. The next podcast is going to be on the 4th of August. So that's why I've went away into August. And I believe that 2 Point Campus is going to be on Game Pass as well. I've just seen James in the chat saying it's getting a bit repetitive. That's in relation to Assassin's Creed Origins. I know what you mean. Have you got... It's hard to describe without spoiling anything, but have you got to... Once you get to a point where it feels like the game changes, it gets better. This is the bit that Blunderboy always says, that should have been the game. There's a distinctive bit in the story where it completely changes, and Blunderboy is forever saying that should have been the game. From that point forward, should have been the game. That's what you should have been playing all along. And I kind of agree with him. But it's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's very good fun. I quite liked it. Nice and vague that when the game changes. Yes. Well, you know, and I'm not spoiling anything by saying that. I'm not telling you what happens, but you'll know when it happens. Evil Monkey says, if I buy you a Formula 1 helmet, will you wear it when you stream the game? 100% Evil Monkey. Without a shadow of a doubt. If you got me a Formula 1 helmet, I would wear it every time I played Formula 1. Like every time, whether I was streaming or not, I'd be going on the heat every single time. You gotta get Evil Monkey branding on it though. Evil Monkey stickers. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's episode 112. Look at that. Bang on time. See what happens when I date my own. See what happens. Normally it's me in the script going, watch your time, everybody. Let's get that done. I'll get it signed by Drew Brees. Sorry, hold on. Evil Monkey's in the chat here. Sorry if you're an audio listener. The live chat is just lit up here. Evil Monkey says he's going to get it signed by Drew Brees. So you heard it here, everybody. Ride or Die, Jamesy, Mick, Lindsay, everybody else. Everybody else is my witness. Evil Monkey says he's going to buy me a Formula 1 helmet, get it signed by Drew Brees, and all I have to do is wear it when I stream Formula 1. Right? That was the deal. That was the deal, Evil Monkey. I'm looking forward to it arriving. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody, live. I hope you've enjoyed yourself here for episode 112. We're going to be back for episode 113 on the 4th of August at 8 p.m. Remember, episode 112 here was brought to you by executive producer, Mr. Habs Boy. Producer. Yeah, we're going to take July off. We're going to have a wee quick break. Personally, I'm going to be off streams till the middle of July. I'm away with the family. Colin is back on Saturday. He's on holiday just now. He's going to be back on Saturday, I think, doing Dread Hunger. And then, as far as I know, Blunder Boy will be back on Monday night on his channel, playing some scary game or something. I mean, what he normally does. Stupid scary games. And as I say, I'll be back middle of July, having some fun. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for episode 112, brought to you by executive producer Hamster Boy. Please join us for episode 113, 4th of August, 8 p.m. In the absence of Blunder Boy, charge your joypads. Adios, amigos. Bye-bye.